Ah, hello there. Now before I go on, there are a few things that I need to explain. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with my Facebook posts, my recording software has had a little bit of a downfall the past couple of weeks, which is why I haven't been really uploading like any videos as of late. But I managed to get back into it like very recently, so that's why I'm doing this now instead of when I should have done it, which was probably a week ago, because I sort of realised that something was wrong the first time I tried to record the Bloodborne finale, when I did everything, like I did the whole like end game, and I thought, okay, that's good, everything's fine. But when I looked back at the footage, everything was like super messed up, and I just couldn't use it. And it being a Souls game, you can't load your game to a previous state, which means that I essentially had to do the whole game again with Ozzy to get back to this point. So I'm now in New Game Plus, which you might be able to tell by my gigantic health and stamina bars, because I've put a few more blood echoes into my stats, and that means that I've got a few new weapons now as well. As you can see, I've still got my Holy Blade, so that's all fine, but I don't have the repeating pistol anymore. Instead, I have this, the Evelyn, which you may remember from Canehurst Castle. I couldn't use it beforehand because it's got really high blood tinge requirement, but if I bring up my stats there, you can see that I've boosted everything up really, and now I have the required blood tinge to use it, which, whilst the Evelyn does slightly less damage than the repeating pistol did, it only uses 1 bullet per shot instead of 2, so it's essentially more bang for your buck. Plus, it has S scaling with blood tinge, which is the highest stat scaling you can get. So that really helps with like blood gems as well, because it helps to maximize the amount of damage that you can get from those as well. So that's pretty helpful too. But I can't think of anything else I need to say. So without further ado, I guess we're gonna go right on ahead then. Or in fact, before I do that, I need to consume these umbilical cords here, because I know I said that I had the 3 parts of the umbilical cord last time, so I've had to find them all again to get the 3rd ending, and this is what you have to do. You have to use all 3 of them, well, like, before you get to the end game, like, either before you get to this area, or during the fight in which you need to, like, during the fight which you need to have in order to get to the 3rd ending. So now that I've done that, that should give me access to the 3rd ending. So there's Gehrman up there, if you can just about see him. So now I need to go and speak to him, see what he has to say.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
First of all, I only noticed very recently that Gehrman only has 1 leg. If you can just see there, his right leg is actually wooden, which makes him even more cool. So now at this point, you have 2 choices. You can obviously submit your life, which gives you the 1st ending to the game, or if you refuse, then that gives you access to the 2nd and 3rd ending. So since I want the 3rd ending, I'm going to refuse.
Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
Now I can imagine if Gehrman was ever a Smash character, that'd be how they'd introduce him. Gehrman joins the hunt. Although I think he's probably not quite the sort of aesthetic that they want for Smash Bros. Anyway. In fact, no. I'll stick to my sword because I want my gun to see if I can stagger him. Because the one advantage of having to do this boss fight again is that I know patterns now. Which is useful because then I can get, well, if I can actually capitalise on it, I can get some good visceral attacks on him. Also, you might be able to notice that the Evelyn shoots, like, fires a bit differently, because you sort of fire it in like a gangster style, if I can get a good look at it. See? Like that. I am going to try and keep quiet as well, because this theme that plays during the boss fight is amazing. It's why I love the soundtracks for so many Souls games, except Dark Souls 2, but we don't need to concern ourselves with that now. Oh, Christ. I think this is another reason why I like Gehrman as well as a boss fight, is because he's just an old fart who, despite how old he is, like, Gehrman's, like, way older than you probably think he is, which I will explain later on, like, during the credits or whatever, but it's the fact that despite him being so old, he can still kick your ass. A bit like Gwyn in Dark Souls. Oh, shit. Oh, that was nice. There we go. Should have done this sooner. Oh, no. Oh no. Oh no, you don't. At least I don't have to worry about me running out of bullets or blood vials anytime, like, during when I'm going to try and beat him. Because I've got, like, 500 blood vials and bullets in storage. Oh, now you can see there he's powering up. Or he has powered up now. So you might see a few new attacks from him. Like that. Well, not necessarily attacks, but new maneuvers, I guess you could say, because he does get faster. Oh no, this is anime attack. Where's he gone? Right, come on. There it is, there's the vocals. Oh god, no. Oh, he's doing an AoE. Oh, yes. Come on. Oh shit, no. Alright, good. I'm safe. For now. What the hell? Wait for it. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was close. Right, I reckon if I can charge it up, I might be able to poise through his attack. Oh no. It's alright, we've got time. Oh no. I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to back away. Maybe. Maybe I can shoot him to death. No, wait. Oh, the trade! So this is what I meant by the third ending. This boss only appears if you consume the 3/3 of the umbilical cord. And I will explain, obviously, everything that's happened within the best of my abilities once I beat this guy. Which might take a while. I mean, it didn't take me very long to beat him last time, but, well, that could change, obviously. This armor set isn't the best thing for beasthood, I must say. Plus, fighting these guys is a lot tougher on New Game Plus. I reckon he's weak to fire, you know? He looks it. I'm starting to run low on blood vials. Oh, that was close. I thought he was going to hit me. Oh, that was nice. Right, I just got to keep rushing him. Oh, that's the sound I need. Oh, massive hit. Now let's keep going. Holy crap. Nope. Nope. Whatever you're doing, you can't do it. Well, I think that visceral attack really gave me the upper hand there. 818,340 blood echoes was that. Yeah, it had to have been, because Gehrman doesn't drop anything when he dies. Well, not this time anyway. I'll get to that in a bit.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
So now, I have a lot of explaining to do. Well, oh god, where do I start? First thing I should start with is the fact that, well, the Hunter's Dream is called the Hunter's Dream for a reason, because the entirety of Bloodborne takes place within a dream. Like, none of the stuff that's happening is real. And as Gehrman said, like, well, he kind of alluded to one of the endings of the game, because, as I said, the first ending is where you choose to submit your life to him, so he just kills your character, and you wake up, and everything is all, like, pretty nice and normal and whatever, and you essentially escape from the Hunter's Dream without any real problems. The second ending is if you beat Gehrman without consuming the umbilical cords, and you kill him, and Moon Presence comes along, as you saw there, and instead of you fighting him, he just incapacitates you, and you see the plain doll, who was up there, like sort of wheeling you around in Gehrman's wheelchair. So you essentially take his place as like the helper of all the other hunters that are brought into the dream. And obviously the third ending, as you saw there, it doesn't really explain it very well like this time round, because normally it would pop up with like a gold trophy for me getting that ending, but since I've already achieved that ending before, the first time I tried to record this, what basically happened was that little slug thing was me, because what happens in the third ending is your character becomes an infant Great One, and like the Great Ones are essentially like they're kind of like gods, as it were, or like really some kind of really powerful beings. Like there are a few Great Ones that you have to fight in the game. Like you've got Rom the Vacuous Spider, you've got Ebrietas, Moon Presence, Amygdala. There's quite a lot of them. Now, where else do I go from here? Okay, so I should probably explain a few other things as well. Is that, like, going back to the whole idea that this is, like, a dream and everything. In fact, hold on. Now that I'm just listening, I just want to put that stuff on pause for a minute, because I want you guys to listen to the music that's playing in the credits at the moment. Just since that's come up now, that is the song that plays during the boss fight with Murgo's wet nurse, and it's called Lullaby for Murgo, and it's actually not the first time that you hear it in that boss fight, because obviously it plays now, and there is a side quest that you can do, which I didn't do with Ozzy, because obviously, like, the first few episodes were when I was not really well versed on, like, how everything that was in Bloodborne and the lore and all that, whereas now, whilst I don't feel like I know so much about the lore as, like, some of the other people who you see out there, I do try and... I think I've got a pretty firm understanding anyway, but anyway, that song also plays in a side quest which you can do, which basically involves, like, this little girl giving you this music box, because you have to go and find her mother, and she gives you this music box which you have to give to her father, kind of thing, and the music box plays this song. But yeah, it kind of it occurs a lot in the game. It's definitely not like a one-off thing. So as I was saying, just speaking about Murgo is, like I became just there, an infant Great One, but Murgo hasn't been born yet, like in the real world kind of thing, and Murgo is the one who's causing the nightmare. In other words, like all the beasts to appear and all that, and everything else that kind of, like, propels the events of the game. And Moon Presence, as you saw just there, like, the Moon Presence is the one who's creating the dream. Like the Hunter's Dream and all the other kind of stuff you see is a creation of the Moon Presence, because the Moon Presence and Murgo are, like, they're like in a constant struggle between each other, like, as of the events of this game. So Gehrman is essentially a pawn of the Moon Presence, because, like, as hunters are pulled into the Hunter's Dream to try and basically expunge Murgo, Gehrman is there to sort of push them in the right direction, kind of thing. And you can see how well that goes, because all the graves that you see around the Hunter's Dreams are graves of, like, past hunters that have died, basically, which kind of brings the question, like, if there are so many graves of dead hunters around, how old is Gehrman? And Gehrman's, like, hundreds of years old. It's not exact, but he has to be, like, hundreds of years old, because he still exists in the dream, but his real-world body is obviously dead, like as you would be for 100 years, because some characters still exist in the dream, but not in the real world, and Mikolash, who is a boss who I fought a few episodes ago, is a good example of that. He is actually like a corpse in real life, but he exists in the dream, which is why when you kill him, he's waking up from the dream, but he doesn't really have any place to go back to because his real body is dead. Oh god, I'm starting to lose track of what I was saying now. But yeah, like, the whole sort of stuff that you learn about that, like moon presence kind of manipulating everything so that you can basically do its job and take care of Murgo, it's a really common thing in the Soul series, in that if you don't know anything about it, you think it's all kind of fairly normal and all that normal, but it's a very common theme in Souls games whereby, like, your character is actually a pawn. Like, as I said, like, they are just a pawn, like one small part of a grander plan, and the Souls games are very good at doing that sort of thing. Is there anything else that I need to mention? I don't think so, actually. Yes, I was going to go back to Murgo and explain the whole thing about Murgo's wet nurse. Is that Murgo's wet nurse, like, doesn't actually, like, exist in the real world. Murgo's wet nurse is essentially Murgo's link to the dream, and it's what allows him, her, it to create the nightmare, which is why when you kill Murgo's wet nurse, it says nightmare slain, because losing her connection to the dream, she can't do anything anymore, which is why, like, once you've beaten Murgo's wet nurse and you go back to the hunter's dream, the whole chapel and everything is on fire because the dream is ending, and, like, everything's just kind of disappearing, which is why the chapel is on fire, because, like, it's starting to break down kind of thing. Is there anything else I need to mention? I don't think so. Like, if there are any questions that you guys have about the ending, then feel free to, like, leave a comment about it. But as for that, I guess that's it, really. Or, in fact, no. After I wake up from this little intro, there is one thing that you get for beating Gehrman. You get the Old Hunter badge, which gives you a bunch of stuff which I bought once I beat him in New Game, because this is now going into New...
You found yourself a hunter.
But, yeah, now that I've beaten this, I kind of want to play another Souls game, like, on Mondays, but one, I don't know which Souls game I want to play, and two, I've kind of played through the other Souls games quite a lot, so I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe I should do a challenge run or something. But if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see, then, again, feel free to leave a comment of, like, maybe do some Demon Souls, or a challenge run in Dark Souls, or anything, really. I'm open to suggestions, but once I beat this guy up, then I'll show you what I get with the Old Hunter badge. So, with the Old Hunter badge, you get Gehrman's Hunter cap, you get his Hunter garb, and Hunter trousers. You don't get any, like, gauntlets or whatever, so this is kind of Gehrman's stuff. It's pretty standard defense. Like, it's kind of the same sort of deal as the standard Hunter garb you get, except I think it's got, like, different stats in somewhere else, and it's got really high resistance to, like, Frenzy and Beasthood, for instance. It's generally, like, pretty well balanced, but obviously it's not as specialised as, say, the Canehurst set, which I kind of prefer just for the physical damage reduction. And the other weapon you get... Oh, piss, I sold it, of course, because I didn't really use it that much. But, I will get back to this weapon that I need to get to, because basically, the other weapon that you get with the Old Hunter badge is the Burial Blade, which is the weapon that Gehrman uses when he fights you. So, its two states are, you've got it as like a sort of standard blade, and it's essentially a very large scimitar, is what it is. Like, it's kind of like a curved sword. Like, it looks like a big curved sword, but it's got really wide attacks because, obviously, of its massive size. And when you transform it, it combines with the, like, wooden pole that you saw on Gehrman's back to become a scythe, which makes it slower, but obviously it's got, like, much more reach and much wider attack. But once I get back to the Hunter's Dream and buy the Burial Blade again, I will show it to you. So, let's see. I don't really need to do anything else, so I'll get that back in there. I've got quite a lot of insight. I've been thinking as well, like, do I go back into New Game Plus 2 with Ozzy? Because I'm starting to grow quite attached to him. Maybe I'll have to get the other endings, sure, but I've got a few other characters which I have as well, one of which I might show you because I'm pretty proud of him. But anyway, I don't know. Okay, so if I go over here, you can see the messenger bath is full of messengers now because I've got, well, I think I've got a lot of the badges with the exception of like maybe 2 or 3 that I didn't necessarily get. And if you go down here, the burial blade for 60,000 blood echoes, it's got fairly standard physical attack, but it also has arcane attack as well, which isn't quite to Ozzy's sort of style, but it's there anyway. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's like a big curved sword. So that's it. This is the standard light attack. It's pretty fast, not bad. The heavy attack is much more like sort of like a big overhead swipe, as you can see. If I charge it up, then it goes into more of like a horizontal slash, and if I transform it, now we start getting down to business. So as I said, like much slower, like more sort of sweeping attacks, and if I use the heavy attack, then it's kind of, it's a fairly short range slash, but it's nice and quick, like going from once you stop charging it up to it hitting as well. And if I then do that, then it's much wider because he grabs onto the end of the scythe. And since it's two-handed when you transform it as well, you can use L2, and it does like overhead slams, which I'm pretty sure do blunt damage, I think. I wasn't meant to do that jump attack, I think that was just for me tilting the left stick, but that's the attacks that you get for the, the transformation attacks, I guess it is. I think that's what it's called, when you, like, have a weapon which you transformed, but then you press L2 as if to use your gun, and it does that instead. I think it is called a transformation attack, but there it is anyway. That's the whole combo there, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, as I said, like, if you guys want to see anything else, like, even not necessarily a Souls game, because, well, let's put it this way, by the time this goes out, you'll essentially have a week to decide on what you want me to do, but for now, I kind of have a good idea of what I want to do with a particular Souls game, but it's not, like, it's not in firm concrete yet, so you guys can leave a comment or whatever if you want to see me do anything else, but for now, I guess I will see you guys later, if I can... There we go. Right. I bid you adieu.